Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now, as you all know, I make sugar flowers to order. So we'll start again, shall we? You guys know I make sugar flowers, and this week I've got a really special request to make some wild peonies. I absolutely love these flowers. These are one of my favorite flowers to make. So without further ado, let's get right into it. If you'd like to see more videos, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button or that bell button to receive updates whenever I upload a brand new video. So guys, to make your wild peonies, you need some gum paste. A lot of you are getting confused when I'm saying icing, whether it's fondant or it's gum paste. It's definitely gum paste. You won't be able to make any sort of toppers, any flowers for that matter, with regular fondant. So you definitely need gum paste. And I've got two small peony petal cutters here. I've got some gem stamens. Now this is just one set that I'll be using, and there's 50 of them. 26 gauge white floral wires. Your groovy board, rolling pin, two ball tools with 4 different sizes, your storage board, your peony veiners, and your sugar glue, your leaf former or an apple tray, or both. You can use any or you can use both. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do is make our center buds, and because these are wild peonies that offer an order, the lady that's placed the order has mentioned she wants the buds just like my regular peonies, so like these. So I'm going to show you how to do them. Oh, and you'll also need this little knife tool. So again, all we're going to do is just take a small piece of gum paste and just roll it into a ball and then into a sort of a pear drop shape, but not too big, and just give it a bit of a tip there. And you need 3 of these, so you can do all 3 first. And then we're going to dip our 26 gauge wire in the sugar glue and just poke it through a lot. And with our knife tool, just going to give it 3 indentations. Try to have them evenly spaced. I'm going to take it right to the tip. And then when you take it right to the tip, you'll get that small little bend, and we want to leave that there. We don't want to move that around or make it straight. So do that for you as well. And this is just a burgundy shade, if anyone wants to know. And now we can move on to the petals. So all I'm going to do for this size peony is because it's called a wild peony, and by wild, it's not like regular peonies where they're sort of perfectly shaped. And I'll just show you actually what I mean when I say wild. So over here, I've just got the previously done petals, and it just means like this. So the sort of bendy and folded in places, and just like really irregular shaped and not the usual sort of a shape. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. So these sort of petals. So with the paste, and I only sort of do 2 rows with these. So quickly just roll it into a ball and then into a sausage to fill the grooves on the groovy board. And I'm just going to do 2 layers, 5 of the small ones and 5 of the medium ones. And then just push it in and press them down. And for this particular flower, you don't want the petals to be really thin. You want them to be a little bit thick, just so you're able to stretch them out when needed. Otherwise, if you make them too thin, then you won't be able to thin them out properly. So just that much. And you can see it's not as thin as I would normally do a petal. And then just cut out 5 of these and just pop them in your storage board. And that's how thick I've kept them. And then just do 5 of the other size petals as well. So once you've cut out all of your 10 petals, we're just going to get our smallest ones and our 26 gauge wire, and we're just going to dip it in the sugar glue and just poke it through. Just keeping it straight up to about halfway up to the petal. Then just give it a pinch at the bottom to secure it, and then just going to flip it over, and with our ball tool, really putting minimum pressure, we're just going to thin it out and enlarge the petal a little bit. So just go around in circles and just make it slightly bigger. Then the edges as well, and you'll see the difference in size from where we've cut it out and then we've sort of enlarged it a little bit, and that's what we want, for it to be a little bit bigger. And then we're just going to vein it using our peony veiner, and then we're just going to fill as normal. But I usually use the smaller ball tool for this frilling section, and we're just going to frill and get it really nice and frilly at the edge. Like you would with a closed peony. And then I'm just going to drag it in the center to curl it, applying a little bit of pressure, and that's our first petal done. So I wouldn't curl it all the way, but I've applied enough pressure for it to just sit like that. And then with that, I would either put it in one of these, my leaf formers, just like that, or I'd put it in an apple tray, so whichever you prefer. And each petal is going to have a sort of irregular shape to it. So you can do what you want. You can have some normal ones too, like we have on my regular normal open peony, or you could just do them all irregular with a few slits here and there, just to make it look really wild and like going here and there really. So again, just enlarge. So if it's out of shape, don't worry about it. That's exactly what we're sort of aiming for. Because the whole purpose and point of this flower is its irregularity. And you can also change your ball tools as well if you want to. You don't always have to use the small one, you can use whichever one you want. So just give it a little bit of irregular pattern to it. So that would be a perfect petal just as it in itself. So I wouldn't really need to do anything to that. And that I could pop in my apple tray just as it is. And so just keep doing that for the rest of the petals as well, just changing them here and there. You can see I'm not applying too much pressure, just going round and round in circles. And the only reason I can do it in the middle is because I've not taken the wire right to the top. So where the wire is, I don't go over the wire, as that'll be difficult. And then vein. And then that's another one done. Into the apple tray. And so on. So just do the rest how you like and freely, without having to think about how to make them perfect. So just go with the flow and just go wild with them. Literally go wild with them and just make them how you feel. So guys, once you've done all 10 petals, just leave them to completely dry, and then we can come back and assemble the flower once they're all completely dried, the petals and the buds. So once they've completely dried, all we're going to do is get our stamens and just cut them in half. I only usually use the one bunch for one flower. And I'm just going to cut that in half, as if I separate them now, then they'll just go all over the place and it'll just be a little bit tricky picking them up. So always cut your stamens in half if they're wrapped up like these, because then it just gets easier to handle. So level them out and just open them up, just like so. And because they're not that flimsy, they'll actually keep their shape, so they won't come back together as much, and they'll actually hold themselves there wherever you position them. And you just want to make sure they're a little bit level, more or less. They don't have to be perfect. And again, just open up. And then with our floral tape, just cutting a piece off and then just cutting it in half. And then stretch it to release the glue. Bend your buds with the pointy bit facing outwards. And you want all three of them just like that. And then just tie them together. Just like so. And then what you can do is just add one set of the stamen. And then just wrap that round, just like that. And then on the other side, add the other set. And just wrap that round as well. Make sure it's nice and tight. And go over it a couple of times just to secure that in place. And then you can either finish it off by bringing it down or just going over it again and again. Just like that. Move them about. However you want to keep them, just so your whole center is more or less covered. And that's our center done. Now it's time to wrap the petals around. We're just going to get some floral tape and we're just going to wrap the whole bit around the bud, and you want to wrap it nice and tight. And then we're just going to start off by adding our first petal. Just like that. And then just keep going, taking different ones. You want to wrap it as tightly as possible. And then if you want, you can open them up. I'm going to put that one next, just to give the petals a variation. Just like so. And then just keep going. Make sure you have it really, really nice and tight. And then the last one. And then with the same tape, you can go ahead and start the next row. And you just want to place these in between the previous two petals. And then just keep going to finish it off. And then once you've added your last one, just bring it all the way down. Until you've reached the bottom. Then you can just open them up if you want a little bit more. So guys, are you ready to see all of them together in my beautiful vase? There we have them. Just look how gorgeous they look. You'd never be able to tell that these are made from sugar by just looking at them at first glance. But they're absolutely gorgeous and I'm so proud of these. Oh my god, I just want to sit here and stare at them. They look absolutely stunning. So guys, on these extremely beautiful notes, this video has come to an end. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you've liked it and you found it helpful. Please also subscribe to my channel. And please make sure you also hit that bell icon, as without that you'll never know whenever I upload a brand new video. I'll be back next week with another new one. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.